Hello, good afternoon, everyone. You're welcome to Akoko Africa Radio UK. This is Health Talk with Atswei, and I'm your host, Atswei. We are very lucky today to have Dr. Wallace Odiko-Ollennu to talk to us about hypertension. We say hypertension is a silent killer because most of the time it doesn't give any symptoms or anything. So it's very good if we make awareness of it, and then we understand what we need to do to be able to catch it in good time. I will be bringing on Dr. Ollennu very soon, and he will be here to give us every information that we need concerning hypertension. And at the end of the show, you can ask your questions and we'll be happy to answer them for you. Okay, so don't go anywhere, stay with us. We are live on the radio, on WhatsApp, Facebook and YouTube. Don't go anywhere, it's going to be very interesting. Okay, thank you.
Join Atswei on the Health Talk Show this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. UK time on Akoko African Radio UK.
Hello, Dr. Ollennu. Can you hear me?
Hello, sorry, I can hear you.
Okay. Atswei, yes. Okay, you are welcome to Akoko Africa Radio UK, and you are welcome on our Health Talk. Can you please just give us a little bit of your background, and so we can know who we are talking to today?
Okay. Thank you very much. And first of all, good evening to all your listeners and everyone who is tuning to the program. As mentioned before, my name is Dr. Ollennu, and I'm a public health physician, and I'm with the Ghana Health Service, and I'm in charge of non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases are a lot of diseases, but hypertension is part. So we try to develop policies and we try to develop face awareness and then how to curb death from these diseases. So basically that's what I do, and I'm based in Ghana.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on our show and handling our call when we asked you to help us with this. So today, our topic is hypertension. What would you say is hypertension?
Hypertension. I'm sure we have all heard of hypertension, and we have different names for it. Some people call it BP, and we all know somebody who has been affected by hypertension, and sadly, they get to know some of these effects at the latter stage. So you all know somebody who was walking and suddenly collapsed, or everybody would say, we saw him yesterday, he was well and fit, and then suddenly we heard he passed out, and the cause was hypertension.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say hypertension is simply when your blood pressure is elevated above normal, or it's gone above the required or the normal reading. So the heart acts like a pump. It works under pressure, and there's an ideal pressure at which it works. So when that pressure goes above what is required, then you still have
hypertension. Okay. All right. Okay. So are there different types of hypertension?
Yes. We have essentially we have two types of hypertension. The first type is what we call primary hypertension, which consists about majority of all the hypertension cases. So it's primary hypertension and then secondary hypertension. Primary hypertension is usually we say that the causes are unknown. Yes, so it's the hypertension that people usually get. We don't know the causes. That's primary hypertension. Secondary hypertension arises as a result of something. So for example, maybe you are taking some medication and the side effect of the medication is high blood pressure.
Okay.
Or maybe you have a problem with any of your organs, especially the kidneys. If you have kidney problems, you may end up having high blood pressure. So for the secondary one, you know the cause, you know what is driving the hypertension. But for the primary hypertension or what we call essential hypertension, usually the causes are not known. So those are the types.
Okay. And would you say it's genetic as well?
Yes, yes. So for the so they are factors. They are predisposing factors, and genetics is one. Yes. So you find out that blood pressure will tend to run in families.
Okay.
So genetics plays an important role in the development of hypertension. Although the mechanisms are not very clear, but if your mother, father, or any relative has hypertension, chances are you may get hypertension. Yes. But I need to put in the word here that the fact that hypertension is in the family doesn't automatically you are going to get it.
Means that you get it. Okay. Okay. All right. That's good. So, what are the main causes of hypertension? What would you say cause them? That.
Okay, so I'll classify the causes of hypertension into three. We have what we call the non-modifiable risk factors.
Okay.
Non-modifiable. Those ones, there's nothing you can do about it. So for example, if you come from a family where you have hypertension because of some genetic influence, yes, maybe you may get hypertension at a point in your life. And I must also emphasize that this is not a life sentence, because we usually say in public health that genetics will load the gun, but the lifestyle will pull the trigger.
Okay.
So even though it is, you shouldn't get it. I mean, the likelihood that you get it higher than somebody who doesn't have it, but it doesn't necessarily mean you should raise your hands up and say you are going to get it. So that is not modifiable. And we have what for modifiable risk factors, things that we predispose us to hypertension, but we can do something about it. So, for example, the first, when your body increases, the heart is forced to work at an extra pressure because you have to pump blood to all the rest of the body. So, the first risk factor I want to talk about is obesity. Yes, when you need extra weight, it's predisposes us to hypertension.
Can you please speak a bit louder? We can't hear you properly. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So I said obesity. Please, can you hear me now? Is it much better?
Yes.
Yes. So obesity. When you gain extra weight, you put on extra weight. Yes. It causes hypertension. And then another risk factor is stress. Stress. Stress is very, very, very important. And I think we cannot talk about stress now. We don't have time for ourselves. We are under financial stress, emotional stress, so many kinds of stress. And stress has been identified as one of the main causes of hypertension. And now I'll talk about alcohol as well. Alcohol, yes, unsafe use of alcohol. There is no safe use of alcohol in India. We've been told by the World Health Organization that no amount of alcohol is safe. But there are some levels which we know automatically will predispose you to hypertension. So alcohol, excessive use of alcohol will predispose you to hypertension. And then cigarette smoking. People who smoke cigarettes, they clog the arteries and make the heart only to function, but the blood will flow to the arteries at a higher pressure. Yes. So and then unhealthy diet, our diet, number one, too much salt. Our food a lot of salt. Yes, when we are cooking, we season with salt, and then when we finish cooking, we still add salt. Diet, unhealthy diet is also a cause of hypertension, a risk factor.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, what would you say are the symptoms? Do we normally get symptoms? I know they said there are no symptoms when it comes to that.
So that's a very good question, because people want to see symptoms before they act. And that's very dangerous when it comes to hypertension. That's why it's labeled very because it can be well with a very where your blood pressure is increased. So typically hypertension doesn't give symptoms. When you start seeing symptoms, then you should know that your blood pressure has gone beyond a certain level. So I'll give an example. Some things will explain go to the typical hypertension headaches. Usually the back of the head, the side, the back of the head, a very throbbing headache. And sometimes you have problems with vision. Then you realize your vision is becoming blurred.
Okay.
And then you have a lot of palpitation. Your heart is pumping extra hard. And then you can also have chest pain. Sometimes you have chest pain, you have pain in your chest. And then sometimes you feel nauseous and some people will vomit. So these are some of the signs. But I have to emphasize that when you start seeing some of these, it's way above normal. The typical thing for blood pressure is that it doesn't give any signs. That's why it's a big.
All right. Okay, so we'll take a little break here now and we'll come back in a few minutes. Thank you.
Join Atswei on the Health Talk Show this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. UK time on Akoko African Radio UK.
Hello, sorry. Onui.
It's still a little bit. Hello, everyone. We are back. I'm sorry. We're just sorting a few things out. You are still listening to Akoko Africa Radio UK, and this is Health Talk with Atswei. And we still have Dr. Ollennu here. So let's just keep going. So the last thing before we went on the break, we're talking about the symptoms. And like doctor said, he gave us a few symptoms. Most of the time there are no symptoms, but he told us about like the nausea, some tension, headaches, and the rest. So you look out for some of these things. So Dr. Ollennu, we are told there are some stages in hypertension, like stage 1, stage 2, or what's all that about?
Okay, thank you, Nat. So basically, we have stages of hypertension, and the stages are based on blood pressure readings, normal blood pressure readings.
Okay.
So your stage would determine what value comes out when you check your blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just start by saying the normal blood pressure, we have two values. We have the top value and then the lower value. So when you take your blood pressure, you get two values. So the top is what we call the systolic, and then the lower value is what we call the diastolic.
Diastolic, okay.
And the normal blood pressure, so the top figure is supposed to be 120, and then the lower or the denominator is supposed to be 80. Yes. So 120 over 80 is the normal blood pressure reading.
Is it for like adult or the over 60s? Because
Yes,
I heard that
adult.
the over 60s, theirs is a little bit high.
Yes. So there are age, there are some ages after 55, 60, you expect your blood pressure to go up a little, but not too much.
Okay.
So from maybe 55 go, you realize that if you have normal blood pressure, it will go up to like 130 over maybe 85, 88. But no matter how old you are, if your blood pressure is 140 over 90, we say you are hypertensive.
Okay.
Yes. So that is not in one reading or in one sitting. Yes, we do what we call the blood pressure profile. We give you like a week to check your blood pressure consistently at a time. So maybe twice in the day, morning and evening. Then you report the readings. So based on what the readings say, we can say that you are hypertensive or you are not.
Okay. All right. I see. So how is this diagnosed? How would you diagnose that? Yeah.
Yes. So I touched a bit of that on that with the BP profile. So when you have your blood pressure taken, and I would like to take the opportunity to tell people that they shouldn't be afraid to take their blood pressure, because the readings we get when we take your blood pressure are not conclusive. Yes. So when you take your blood pressure right now, if I take your blood pressure right now and I get a high reading, I'm not going to diagnose you. You're not going to diagnose automatically as a hypertensive.
Okay.
Yes, but we will do further tests. The first one is the blood pressure profile. Maybe even some people have what we call white coat hypertension. Immediately they see the doctors or they see the hospital environment, their blood pressure goes up automatically. So their readings, of course, will not be true. And yes, so we will give you a BP profile, so it's like a chart. And then if you have a monitor at home, you do it yourself. Or if you don't, you come to the hospital, we do it for you. So morning and evenings at specific times.
And then you do the average of that. Okay.
Yes. So even if there's a pharmacy near you, the pharmacy will take your reading. So for like a week, we'll record your blood pressure readings. So when you come back to the doctor's office and they look at the readings over the period, they can be able to say that you are hypertensive or not. Okay. And then there will be further tests as well. Yes. So that's how we diagnose hypertension.
Okay. Does it affect children as well, or just adults?
Yeah, so there are some children who are hypertensive. Remember when I started, I said we have the essential or the primary hypertension and then the secondary hypertension. So children who have abnormalities or problems with the body system of regulating the blood pressure can have high blood pressure. So there are children who are taking high blood pressure medications.
Okay. So I know you've already said this, but I just want to touch on that again. So at what point that when you see your reading, you know that this one, I need to see the doctor?
Yes. So in fact, it used to be strictly 140 over 90. But we've said that now if your reading starts from 130, the top or the systolic, as I said, is 130, and the bottom one is 90 or above. Yes, so 90. We call you pre-hypertension. You are not hypertensive. You are pre-hypertensive, which means the probability of you developing hypertension is high if you do not work on your predisposing factors. Yes, so that is pre-hypertension. So when your blood pressure readings are 130 and then up 130, 80, it's elevated, but it's not high enough to be called hypertension.
Okay.
So that's when we start telling you about the lifestyle factors to do. Maybe you need to lose weight, you need to check your diet, you need to be more active, etc. But when it is consistently 140 over 90 above, we are hypertensive.
Okay. That's good. So we come to treatment, but like Dr. Ollennu said, you have to look out for your symptoms, check your blood pressure every now and then. It's very good if you have the monitor at home. It makes it very easy and convenient to test it. And don't cheat. I know I cheat a lot. Whenever I check my blood pressure and I see that it's high, I keep doing it till I find the lower one, and then I I record that one. So just try and get one by yourself. If you can't get one, go to any pharmacy and they can check it for you, or you can book with your GP and they can do the check for you, and that will help to know whether you need to be on medication or whatever. You'll be advised to do that. Thank you. So if somebody has a blood pressure, like treatment wise, is it always medication, or do we have other things you can do to help?
Yes, so treatment of high blood pressure, we have what we call the non-pharmacological treatments and then the pharmacological treatment. So the non-pharmacological or treatments that are not based on medications are the lifestyle modifications that I spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
So if you are pre-hypertensive and you are on the borderline of hypertension, we do not automatically give you medications. What we do is that we send you to a dietitian, and then we send you to the health promotion office where they counsel you on proper diets. They'll find out what your typical diet is, what your physical activity level is like. Yes, so if you are able to modify those, you are able to lose weight, you are able to change your diet, you choose more fruits, more vegetables, you reduce intake of saturated fats and trans fats in your diet, you realize that even without medication, your blood pressure will come down. So yes, your blood pressure will come down. And there are those for whom the dietary modification and the lifestyle modification will not be enough to lower their blood pressure. They will need medications as well. Okay. So it's not like there's you need only pharmacological or non-pharmacological. Some people need both. So you need lifestyle modification even as you are taking the medication. So you shouldn't say because you are taking the medication you can eat as much salt as you used to. You still, for the medications to work properly, you still need to you still need to follow the proper diet, add more greens to your food, eat whole foods instead of packaged foods, avoid cured meats, etc. Yes, so those are the two types of treatments. Yes, and there are different types of medications. I don't want to go into that now for the purposes of our discussion today, but some other time we can delve into the different types of medications.
Okay. All right. So we can confidently say that if you follow the advice from your doctor, you have your medications and do the right thing, you can live a longer life even if you are hypertensive.
Yes, that's it. You can, and I'm very happy you mentioned that because there are so many misconceptions, myths, and beliefs about hypertension, and it's causing a lot of unnecessary painful deaths, especially in young people who are breadwinners for their families, and then somebody dies, leaving children, young children, etc. Because there are so many myths and misconceptions. People are afraid to get their blood pressure checked. People are afraid because they are listening to their friends. You understand? The hypertension is not the same for everybody. So you shouldn't listen to your friend who has hypertension and tell you about his experience. Medications work differently for people. So the most important thing is to attend your GP, and then they'll do a person-centered treatment plan for you where they'll find out about your habits, your predisposing factors, and how they can mitigate those factors to help you achieve optimum blood pressure.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Ollennu. Someone was saying that drinking lots of water help to bring down your blood pressure. Does it help in any way?
Yes. So so of course water is good. Your cells are hydrated. When your cells are high, your body is well hydrated. Of course it helps in the regulation of blood pressure. But water shouldn't take the place of your medication, and water shouldn't take the place of a good lifestyle modification. Yes, so that's one thing. There are so many things around natural foods that people say, okay, I hear if you drink a lot of this, yes, it's fine. They are what you call adjuncts. They help in controlling the blood pressure, but they are not to be used solely for blood pressure. Yes, so it's good to drink water, but you should drink water. Okay, it's going to cure the blood pressure.
Yeah, and they said banana helps as well.
Yes, banana is nutritious. Banana counters the effect of sodium. Our salt is sodium chloride. But eating banana every day will not increase your blood pressure if you need to take medication, if you need to exercise. Yes. So people who put a lot of hope in foods, hoping that they'll just eat the food or the fruits, and then their hypertension will know. There are things that you do in addition to the things I've mentioned.
Okay. So from what you are saying, we'll safely say like regular exercise, intake of alcohol, ceasing smoking, reduction, like your normal health life. If you manage everything well,
yes,
and with your medication, you should be fine.
Yes, the medication.
Like we Africans, especially Ghana, we know we love a lot of salt. There's so much salt in our Kobe and Momoni, pig feet and all those things. There is a lot of salt in it.
And we use a lot of Maggi.
Yes, which is also high concentration of salt.
Yes, yes.
So we have to look out for all these things, and it will really help us. The types of medication. I know there's beta blocker, calcium channel blocker. What's the difference?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they all work on different parts. You see, the body God is so wonderful. God created us wonderfully and marvelously. He's put things in us that naturally controls our blood pressure. So when there's a problem with the way our blood pressure is working, these medicines, they act on specific areas or specific things that helps reduce our blood pressure. So there are some that helps us to what we call some thiazide diuretics. They help us to when people take medications, those medications will tell you they urinate a lot. You understand? Excess water from the body. Some too work on relaxing the arteries, the arteries that pump blood to the body. Some of the medications work in relaxing the arteries so that the pressure will be reduced. Yeah, so I mean there are different types of medications. And as I said before, no two persons will receive the same medication.
The same medication. Yeah.
Yes. So don't listen to your friend who is taking a particular medication and is trying to tell you their experience. Of course, yes, their lived experience is also important, but you need to have your own treatment plan with your physician, with your general your GP, so that they will know which of these medications work for you. And at this point, I would like to encourage all men, especially we African men. We tend to have lots of problems with taking hypertensive medications, and the sad is that you realize that there are people who default. They take the medication for 1 week and then they stop. Then they go for alternative medications. They don't, and because they heard that if you take the medication, it's going to affect your manhood.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I've not heard that one.
Yes. Well, I'm telling you, and it's one of the problems we have. So men do not like taking their blood pressure medications because it's going to affect their libido, it's going to affect their performance, and and it's something that I want all men listening to me to debunk. There are medications that do not cause that. Yes, it's true. Some of the medications do cause erectile dysfunction, but it is not. Yes, it is not one size fits all. It's not everybody who is going to have that effect, and it is not a one-time thing. You understand? And there are ways to correct it. If you feel that medication is not working for you, your doctor can change it to other medications. So just by someone telling you your manhood is not going to work properly, so do not take the medication. I think that is the number one misconception I want to correct right now. So if you are a man listening to me and you are hypertensive and you stop taking your medication because someone told you that, please, you are putting your life in danger. The life of your family, the life of your children in danger, because hypertension is a silent killer. When it strikes, it is usually fatal. So please go back and take your medications.
Thank you. I also say that I've realized that most people, especially our mommies and stuff, they when they have these medications, they don't take it. They wait till they feel like, oh, I'm having a headache. Oh, I don't feel too well, and then they run and take their medication. What would you say about that?
Yes, and Nache, thank you so much for that. That, as I said earlier, when you start experiencing symptoms with hypertension, you are waiting to get a symptom. It's a very dangerous thing, because hypertension can just cause something untoward, even without giving you symptoms. So if you wait to see a symptom before taking your medication, you are doing yourself a
It's already too late, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it's too late, and then you are putting your life at risk. When you are put on medication, take your medication religiously. Take it as and when. Report to the hospital if you feel you see any symptoms, but do not wait till you feel a headache before you take the medication. It's wrong. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. You all heard from Dr. Ollennu. It's not me, he's the one telling us. And he's the doctor, so he knows better. So please do take your medication. And Dr. Ollennu, there are some people, they be like, oh, okay, you have these symptoms, and they said you have hypertension. I'm having the same symptoms, so maybe I have that. So can I take your medication?
Or medicine, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Natalie. It's, as I said earlier, one size doesn't fit everyone. So your hypertension and my hypertension may be different. The medications may require to control mine, and even the dosage and the required to control mine may be different from yours. So one person may require 10 milligrams of a tablet, another person may require 20 milligrams. So taking someone's medication is a no. You shouldn't do that. Yes.
Okay.
The person, the doctor assesses the person based on so many factors before arriving as the choice of therapeutic drugs, So you also need to have your GP assess you and then decide what works best for you. So the fact that you're having the symptom doesn't even mean it's hypertension in the first place.
Yes.
It could be something else. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. You are still listening to Akoko Africa UK, and you are on Health Talk with myself, Atswei. We are still live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the radio itself. If you have any questions for Dr. Ollennu, this would be the best time to start bringing in your questions. And okay, Dr. Ollennu, what else do you have to tell us? Because it looks like you've exhausted most of the things that we are anxious to know. So what else do you think we need to know that we've not tapped on it yet?
So first of all, I want to thank you and your producers for this wonderful show, because as people of African descent, hypertension is a serious problem for us, and we've taken it for granted, and we've played it for so long, and it's the number one killer in people aged 40 years and above. And when you hear some of the deaths and some of the deaths from hypertension, they are very sad and preventable. So if you didn't get anything from this show at all, I just want you to know that you need to check your blood pressure regularly. That is, if you have not checked your blood pressure before, please overcome the fear of checking your blood pressure. Don't be afraid. You see, the body is very organized. If there's something happening in your body, it's like a time bomb. You see, the body doesn't lie to itself. If you don't check it, the thing is ticking until one day it cannot work no more. So the more you keep on postponing it, the more you are putting yourself at risk. Because whatever is going on in your body is going on in your body. Your fear is not going to stop it. Your anxiety is not going to stop it. You need help to be able to, maybe some people have genuine fear. Yes, it's fine, but you have to approach your healthcare provider. You need to know your blood pressure. You need to know your blood pressure. And then when you are found to be hypertensive, that is not the end of your life. It doesn't mean you cannot function. It doesn't mean you cannot do anything again. I know somebody who has lived with hypertension for 50 years. He was 50 when he was diagnosed, and he lived to be 100.
Wow.
Yes, he took his medications religiously. So hypertension is not going to end your life. Taking the medications is not going to shorten your life. It's when you don't take it, the medications rather, that you are going to have the effect here. So please check your blood pressure regularly. If you have any fear about checking your blood pressure, if your local GP is able to book you into a counseling session where they will talk to you and relax you and then help you overcome the fear of checking your blood pressure. And then let's watch our diet. As African people, we have a lot of cured foods. Let us reduce our salt intake. Let us learn to eat more fruits and vegetables. Sometimes the foods we eat do not lend themselves to adding vegetables. But if you eat skinky and fish, you can have vegetable sauce on the side. Whatever food, if you eat banku and pepper and tilapia, you can have some vegetables on the side. You can have fruits after. So let us modify our diets and let us teach our children to the proper diet. Let us bring them up in the way that they will know about these diseases early, so that we avoid a lot of the unnecessary death that comes with hypertension.
Okay, thank you. I have a question here for you. This is from Miriam. She said, what does it mean if you can hear your heartbeat in your ear? Is that an indication of hypertension?
Yeah, I would say yes and no. Hearing your heart, so there's something we call tinnitus. Hearing your heartbeat in your ear is an indication that there is a problem with your blood vessels. There's a problem. So if you can hear your heartbeat in your ear, you need to go to your GP.
Okay.
Because sometimes it's not necessarily hypertension, but it could be a problem with any of the blood vessels. So if you can ringing in your ears and you can hear your blood, your heartbeat in your ear, you need to go and see your BP. It's something that you need to go and see your GP about. Especially if you have a monitor at home and your monitor readings are normal, but you still can hear your heartbeat in your ear, it's an indication that you need to make an appointment and see your GP.
Okay. All right. So this is another question for you. We are still here on Akoko Africa Radio UK, and this is Health Talk with Atswei. You can still send your questions. Dr. Ollennu is still here. He's not gone anywhere, and he will answer them for you. This is a question from DJ Kobe. Say, can hypertension be cured?
Thank you so much for this question, because there are a lot of alternative medicine providers, like people who sell herbal stuff, and then other medicines like non-orthodox medications promise cure. And then at the hospitals, we don't say you are curing hypertension. We say we are putting you on medication. As I said earlier, if you have pre-hypertension, we are able to stop you from developing the full hypertension. Of course, we've cured you. So if you are checking your blood pressure regularly and we find it at a level where you can reverse it, that's why it's called pre-hypertension. You've not developed it, so we can stop you from getting hypertension, yes. But if we have found your readings to be at levels where they are not normal, we put you on medications and we do periodic reviews. So what will happen is that maybe you started at a higher dosage of medication, but because you have modified your lifestyle, because you are now exercising, you realize that you may need maybe lower medicines. Maybe if you're taking 10 milligram, you need 5 milligram. Or there are instances where the doctor will take you off for a while to see how you are performing. But all these things are done under supervision with your doctor. So I won't say that no, we cannot cure hypertension, and yes, we can cure hypertension. It depends on the therapeutic outcomes with your GP. If you attend regularly and they are checking your blood and they realize that this level at which you are, you can stop the medications. Yes, you can stop the medications. Yes, so don't say that because you have to take the medications for a while and there's no cure, you are going to throw all your medications away and then you are going to focus on alternative medicine to the peril of your life. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The next question is from Maitana Nat. I'm sure you've talked about this, but maybe he was not around. He said, are there genetic predispositions?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me, doctor?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
So there's this question. I'm saying you've already talked about it, but I'm sure he was not here. This is from Nat. He said, are there genetic predispositions?
Yes. So initially, you remember, there are genetic predispositions. You know, when I started, I told you that it depends on what is your family. Maybe you have hypertension in your family. So yes, you are likely to develop hypertension. But I also said that genetics only loads the gun. If you have a gun and the gun is loaded and it's not, the trigger has not been pulled, it's not going to kill anyone. So yes, genetics has supplied you with the genes that is predisposing you to hypertension, but your lifestyle will pull the trigger. So if there's hypertension in your family, but you are watching your salt, you are exercising, and even if you have to develop hypertension, you realize that you develop it later. You understand? Maybe even if it has to come, you develop it when you are 60, 65, where everybody else who doesn't even have the genetic predisposition also develops it. But if you have the genetic predisposition and you are still living recklessly, you develop it much earlier. So genetics has a role to play, but our lifestyle can also mitigate some of these effects. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Our next question. You have lots of questions coming up for you, Dr. Ollennu. It said, what are the consequences of not controlling my blood pressure? This is from AC.
Very, very good. So it's something we didn't say. So when blood pressure goes uncontrolled for a long time, that's when we have the stroke. I know we've all heard of stroke, and we all know someone who has a stroke. So a stroke is a consequence of uncontrolled high blood pressure. And a stroke is a life-threatening condition because we have two types. We have hemorrhagic, and then we have ischemic stroke. Depending on what you get, it may end your life, or it will cause a deformity. You realize that there may be paralysis. We all know someone who has who has a stroke.
Yes.
And also kidney disease. You can have kidney failure. If you have uncontrolled hypertension, you get kidney failure. And then you can also get cardiac arrest because your heart is working under a lot of pressure. It will just give up. Yes, so you can have cardiac arrest.
Wow.
Yes. So these are a few, and you can even have problems with your eyesight. It can damage your eyesight. Yes.
Really? I didn't know about that one.
Yes, it can affect your eyesight because the arteries that supply the eyes with blood, if the pressure goes and then it's a stroke and then it gets burst, it can cause blindness. The same way some people have been rendered and they cannot speak after suffering a stroke. Yes, so it has dire consequences if you do not control your blood pressure.
Thank you very much. Listeners, please, it will be good for you to be checking because this is very serious. I'm sure if we are all aware of some of these things and we are checking our blood pressure regularly, we would have avoided most of the death that has happened in some of our lives and other people's lives. So please take these things serious. You are still listening to Akoko Africa Radio UK. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the radio. And this is Health Talk with Atswei. Dr. Ollennu, I have another question for you.
Right.
Rose Johnson, she said, my mom is on amlodipine 10 milligram, but now it's been increased to 15 milligram. I'm not sure what she wants, but I think she wanted to know why it be increased. Obviously, maybe it's not coping with that, or what could
yes, you are right. Yeah, so once that's been increased means she needs a higher strength to control it. Yes, so for everybody, we decide the figure we want. Maybe for her mom, I don't know her age, but maybe for her mom, they want her to achieve 130/80 or something.
Yeah, her mom is about 70.
Yes. So they realize that maybe the 10 milligram is not bringing it down enough. So that's why they've increased it. In the same vein, I said earlier that if you are even taking 10 milligrams and you are doing a lot of exercise, you are watching your diet, you are exercising, they can reduce it. So depending on the outcomes of the therapy, that the medication can either be increased or decreased. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing if it's increased. We want to control your blood pressure. So the milligram that controls it is what we are after. Yes, so don't think it's a bad thing or it's a bad sign. The doctors are just they are doing their job. They just want to make sure that she's taking medicine that is controlling her blood pressure.
Okay, thank you. If you want to call, you can call and ask questions as well. My next question is Mama Cleaner. She said, my dad has low blood pressure and someone told us to add more salt to his food. Please, doctor, is that true or healthy?
Yes, so in a way, because of course, yes, hypertension. Today we are talking about hypertension.
Mm-hmm.
So next time we'll talk about hypotension, the opposite of yes, when the blood pressure is lower.
Too low. Okay.
Yes, that also has its own issue. So I hope one day we'll make time and talk about hypotension. Yes, that is not hypo. Yes, so adding the salt. Yes, so sometimes we do advise salt and coffee stimulants, things that stimulate the heart. Yes, so it is fine, but they shouldn't just add the salt blindly. It should be done under the guidance of a nutrition officer or
a dietitian or something.
Yes, a dietitian. Okay. Yes, and a doctor as well.
Okay, so McLean, you heard that. So you can add the salt, but you have to get somebody to have a look and manage it for you. That is from the doctor. And Ivy Award, you said very good and educative. Thank you, Doctor and Auntie Irene. And Rose Johnson says thank you so much. Let me see if I have any more questions on YouTube, and then I'll bring it to you, Dr. Ollennu. Okay, it looks like I don't have any more questions here. Oh, okay. I have one more question come up. So this is from DJ Kobe. Say, please, how can I bring my blood pressure down quickly? Quickly, like instantly.
So there are so many maneuvers that you can do, but bring your blood pressure down quickly. First of all, you need to, if you are doing a strenuous activity, you need to sit down. You need to sit and relax. So that also depends on what was the cause of your raising heart. Was it something, did you hear some distressing news? Are you anxious, or maybe there's something? So it depends on the cause. And so bringing it down quickly, I would say it's something that can be done easily. You know, there are a lot of nerve maneuvers you can do. But what's our advice, that if you want to bring your blood pressure down quickly, stop whatever you are doing, sit down, try and relax. But if you have a blood pressure monitor at home, measure your blood pressure. And if you are already on antihypertensives, you take it. Because remember that your blood pressure is not under your control. You understand? It's autonomic nervous system. Okay. Yes. So so you just sit down, and then if you are taking medication, you take your medication.
So take your medication regularly, and you need to be taking it, trying to bring your blood pressure down quickly like that. Because if you take it regular, it will control it, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ivy. So Ivy, this is not a question. She said, please, my humble, can you teach us about diabetes on your next program, please? Thank you. Ivy, don't worry. Diabetes is on our this thing, so it will come on soon. Okay. You just keep listening, and then you see when it comes up. Okay. Thank you. So Dr. Ollennu.
Yes.
I think you've answered all our questions. Thank you very much. Do you have anything else you want to tell us before Just hold on. Yeah, there's no phone call at the moment. Nothing. Yep. So, give us your message, whatever you need to tell us before you leave us.
Okay, so prevention. Let's do all we can to prevent hypertension. The preventive measures, our lifestyle, our food, salt, alcohol, cigarette smoking. And then especially if you are 35 and above, you should check your blood pressure at least once a year. If you don't check your blood pressure before, after this program, kindly check your blood pressure. It's very important. It doesn't give any symptoms. It will strike when you are least expected it. So the only way to know is check your blood pressure. And for those who know they are hypertensive and they are not taking their medications, please, in the name of God, I'm asking you, stick to your medication. It is sad to see young people die because they have defaulted. It is sad to see people die because someone has told them about some concoction that is working and then they throw away their medications. They don't show up. If you have any problems with your medication, tell your physician, tell your doctor. So that's what I want to end. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. We had a phone call. Hold on, Dr. Ollennu, there is a phone call.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Let me see. Hello. Hello. Oh, the line is gone. Someone is trying to call. Hello. Hello. Okay, we couldn't get that call through. All right. Let me see. Hello. Hello. All right. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our call through. We'll leave that question for another time. Okay, so I'm going to take this opportunity. Thank you very much, Dr. Ollennu, for being on the show with us. And we are sure you're going to come back very soon with another interesting and educative topic. We'll be looking forward to that. And so, have a nice weekend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And a wonderful weekend to all your listeners and viewers and everybody at Akoko for such an educative program. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye from us.
Bye.
Bye. Hello. So this is Akoko African Radio UK, and this is Health Talk with Atswei. We just had an interesting conversation with Dr. Ollennu. Very, very interesting and educative. I hope it has helped someone somewhere. and you will know if you are hypertensive at the moment. You will know what to do, how to manage it. If you are not, you know when to go for help. Please try and check it regular, because like he said, there is no symptom. You will be there and you're just gone. So if you can get the monitor at home, get one for yourself and check regularly. And when you see the readings are not good, try and see your GP and get help. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Health Talk Show with Atswei. Your health, our priority. Join Atswei on the Health Talk Show. Listen every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. UK time on Akoko Africa Radio UK.
Okay, this is Akoko Africa Radio UK. This is Health Talk with Atswei. We have come to the end of this program today, and I hope it has helped someone. Tomorrow, there will be Shepherd's Hour with AC, so please make time with her, and she always comes with something nice and inspirational. There won't be any Kobe show tomorrow. Probably next week we'll have something coming up with Kobe Show. We'll get you updated on our pages, website, Facebook, YouTube, wherever. So keep an eye out there. And before I leave you, be healthy and take care of yourself, but be happy with the beautiful things that make you you. Okay? So until I come back again next week, have a nice weekend and take care of yourselves. Okay? Bye-bye from all of us here.
On the Health Talk Show, listen every Saturday
Bye.
from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. UK time on Akoko African Radio UK. Health Talk Show with Atswei. Your health, our priority.
you.